It's a little town by the river. And we would always stink ass when we went by that river. You know why? Because the river was full of mercury.
Mercury?
Mercury.
Ass mercury?
Ass mercury.
All right.
Oh, that was a cool growl. Okay.
Rawr.
Okay.
Was that like that? Was that the growl? Rawr.
Are you revealing to everyone here today you're a furry? And welcome back to another Tangents of Horror podcast. I'm your second host, Steven.
And I'm Brandon, and I'm confused.
He's player
one. What else
one.
is new?
You're player one, I'm player two. Is that established, right, at this point?
Welcome to Tangents of Horror. We are doing a horror sci-fi today.
What episode is this?
20.
You better get the number right. You better get the number
24?
right. Because everyone's checking their title right now, and it better be right.
I took the episode numbers out of the titles.
No
one else puts them in.
Keep yourself consistent.
I want to be cool like everyone else.
That would be doing something different.
That's true. I'm not putting them back.
And I'm Steven. Sorry, yeah, we're doing Terminator.
We are. The Terminator. Get it right. It's The Terminator.
Is there a movie called Terminator?
The second one's Terminator 2.
That's insane. Why'd they do that?
Because there's two Terminators, not just the Terminator.
Are you spoiling it
So
for
it's
me?
like Terminator squared.
Interesting. Like
Yeah.
robot.
Yeah.
Math robot.
Yeah. They do the math.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was in this movie.
He was. And,
he
that's one of the reasons why we're doing it, because I just watched that fantastic documentary on Netflix.
What's it called?
Arnold.
Oh.
Arnold. 3 parts. Fucking good.
And it made you want to work out, right?
At some points, but no, there's too many people at gyms.
Not the next day.
There's too many people.
Really? You have like a social anxiety?
You didn't realize that by now. I don't go out unless we hang out.
I didn't see that social anxiety of more like a recluse.
That's a little column A, a little bit of column B.
Wow. A whole cocktail.
No, but I've always been a fan of Arnold, and I haven't watched Terminator in a while, and I assumed you had never seen it, and I was right.
Yeah, never. Why would I watch a movie like that?
Because it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I guess. James Cameron.
The legend. The legend.
This is how he started as legend.
Well, yeah, he started with Piranha 2, but apparently he was kicked off that film, so didn't fully finish it or some shit. I don't know the full story.
Did his credits get taken away?
Maybe. I don't think he's still credited in the film.
Okay.
He's good at sequels, because he does Aliens, and it's one of the best in the franchise.
And you're saying Terminator 2 is better than 1?
A lot of people think that.
Are you saying this here on the record today?
Yes.
Wow.
It is.
Let the jury see that my plaintiff...
It's not scary, though.
Oh.
I mean, this one's got horror elements.
Horror or
Is the Terminator...
gorer?
Is the Terminator a horror movie, Steven? Because you asked while we were watching it. You were a little confused when I put it on.
It's horror to me is like, it's something chasing you, right? Which is
That's
a trope in horror movies.
Slashers, for sure.
There's gore, but it's not necessarily like horror gore, other than just like body gore, viscera.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then there's just like big actions, brain splatters, which you expect from action movies. So it's sitting on the fence for me.
Well, it's the tone of it, too. Like, this one's very dark.
Yeah,
a lot of it takes place at night. There's only a couple scenes during the day, which are pretty much in the first, not half, but first act.
Yeah.
The first act of the film, like when he finds the first Sarah Connor.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's more of a feel, and like you said, the way he's chasing them down.
Yeah.
Like, if you replaced all the guns he was using with a knife or an axe or something, it would 100% just be a slasher film.
Yeah. I guess I would better call it an action movie doing the Slayer genre, because especially how the...
Slasher.
Slayer.
Rain and blood.
I'm doing Halo. What was that?
Halo?
Yeah.
I was doing Slayer, the band.
Oh, never heard of
The
them.
OG.
I know about Halo, dude.
Okay.
It's a game mode called Slayer, and when you join the game, it would go
yeah.
Slayer.
I like Halo. I've beaten it a couple times.
I'm sure you have.
I have.
Beyonce did a song called Halo. But the way...
Halo.
No,
that's Hey, never mind.
Halo.
All right, so what were you going to say? The Terminator.
The way the Terminator went and killed the first two Sarah Connors, or I think we only see one on screen, right?
We do see one on screen.
And
then we hear about the second one.
That was pure slasher film.
Oh, 100%.
The way knock, knock, who's there, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, I would say the first 2 acts are very slasher, and then the third act is your
cop
basic
drama action. Yeah,
Well, yeah, the cop part's fucking phenomenal.
can't go wrong.
So other than Arnold Schwarzenegger, we had Linda Hamilton, who played Sarah Connor.
Yeah,
Michael Biehn, who played Kyle Reese.
Michael Biehn.
Yeah.
What's Mr. Bean's actor's first name?
Rowan.
You're right, Atkinson.
Rowan Atkinson. And we also had Bill Paxton, who played the punk. Hey, fuck you, asshole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is he a big name? Or?
Hell yeah, he is. Remember when we were thinking of doing Club Dread?
Yeah.
And we talked about how there's a musician in that movie
Yeah.
that played Coconut Pete.
Yeah.
That's Bill Paxton.
Okay.
Yeah, he's fucking legendary.
And
You know why else he's legendary?
What?
Because he's been killed by a Terminator,
Yeah.
an alien,
Yeah.
and a Predator. That's crazy.
O.J. Simpson was supposed to be the Terminator.
He was, but they didn't think he looked like any
a-
sort of killer.
Yeah, like a
Yeah, we'll just
yeah.
yeah, that's funny.
He didn't have the look to him.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why he's
I guess he just
successful.
wasn't wearing the glove.
Yeah.
I think that has something to do with it. And it also has Lance Henriksen in it, who is one of the cops in the cop scene. He's the white guy that keeps trying to say stuff to the main, not sheriff, but the main cop.
Yeah.
And he's always pushing him
brush him
aside.
off. Yeah.
He was actually supposed to play the Terminator at one point.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and
Okay.
he's actually in the Alien movies, which
Ah.
of course James Cameron is a part of. He actually plays an android in those movies.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And did he
I
fulfill
wonder
his-
if James Cameron did that on purpose, because I think his movie was the first one he was in.
Yeah.
I like
To
that.
give him a robot role.
It's all coming together,
And it makes sense.
like pieces of a machine
Thanks,
in a
James.
robot,
Oh,
like a Terminator.
gears and cogs. All
Yeah,
fitting
right?
together.
And they zzz, and the lasers, and it's so beautiful. It's
Machines
beautiful.
are
They
pretty.
have very nice smiles.
Would you submit to the machines?
Not those machines. Very bony.
Yeah. What?
The Terminators? Well, I guess with the skin on them, but I mean, I'm thinking of it when it's like a machine.
Bony. You would describe a machine's
The metal?
sort of
A
frame.
Terminator, yes.
Frame. It's a frame.
Well,
You guys-
the way you asked it made it sound like getting with one.
Oh, no. Submit to the overlords that are your,
Oh.
like in a non-sexual way.
I mean, depending on what their plan was.
Benefits union.
If we could, if it was just like now.
Yeah.
If they were in the White House, well,
Yeah.
I guess that wouldn't matter to us. But if they were
In
in Parliament,
the Red House.
whatever, what
Red
do we
and
have?
white. I don't know. I'm just looking
Where
at the
do
flag.
our politics hang out?
Ottawa.
I know that, but is there
Parliament?
Sure, yeah, that's what I said.
Parliament?
If it was just a Terminator there, I'd be like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
If I'm doing
At
what I'm
least
doing
one.
now,
I'd be fine with one on the council.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically what Skynet is.
Yeah. That's fair in the middle
Well, they
ground.
tried to make it that at least. So the opening of this,
This
we
is...
get a little taste of the future right away.
Yeah. I didn't care for these future scenes.
What?
It's fun seeing them, but they're all silent, which I guess,
They're
adds...
not. Well, sort of.
They're all of them mostly are. And I have in my notes when the first one...
I mean, you
has
can't talk much because
Lasers war, yeah, of course.
they can hear you.
I understand why it's silent,
Yeah.
but as a viewer, it's just a lot of eye candy,
Hell yeah.
but they go on for a little too long. That's maybe all I'm saying.
No. See, so many people when they first saw this wanted more of that.
If you made a movie around it, but it wasn't necessarily telling anything more than we're in robot
This is
war.
what's coming, bitch.
Yeah.
If this movie doesn't pan out the way we want, this is what's coming. With the skulls
Well,
and
no.
the cool flying Terminators, the lasers.
Well, not necessarily.
What?
If the Terminator went back in time to kill Sarah Connor,
Yeah.
then there would be no war.
Yeah, there would be.
The robots would just be taken over, and that's it. They would lose. The humans would lose.
Not necessarily. There could be another person that leads the resistance. They don't know that. This is just an attempt to get rid of the resistance leader in charge at that point. And he's not even the original resistance leader when you think about it.
No, not at all. Which is why
There's got to be an original timeline where Sarah Connor slept with someone else because Kyle Reese would have been way too young if she just waited for the original Kyle Reese. Because there has to be a timeline that started this all. So originally there was a John Connor that wasn't Kyle Reese's son.
and that's a very different future, in my opinion.
Well, it's somehow the future that started it. That's why it's a mind fuck. That would be a movie that would be fun for them to try and do.
Is that necessarily true? That might not be necessarily true, but then I can go into major tangents about that.
Well, yeah, any kind of time travel.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. I was about to pull up papers, scientific papers.
Scientific papers.
Dude.
Wow. I thought I had notes. Damn. Well, I like the opening.
Yeah.
I think it's badass. And the way it's little models and
It's very cool.
sets.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
Jeebus, what the hell are you doing?
I was opening my phone for my notes, and there was a
Rude.
Korean man.
Rude. And yeah, the future that we see is 2029, so it's not far off.
I thought it was 2027.
Nope, it's 2029.
Okay.
Los Angeles, which is even scarier because of all this AD crap that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Or AI.
AD.
Well, it's 2029 AD. That's what I was thinking. Then
Oh,
AI.
After.
I got confused with all the letters.
Yeah, okay.
No, but seriously, with all the AI that's going on right now,
Oh, yeah, we're on track, baby.
yeah, it's not far off,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I think that's a pretty good
If
guess.
anything turns on us,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
screwed. And it's not.
Are you getting the chip?
No.
Really?
You crazy.
But it gives you, let's say it gives you perfect vision.
Is it gonna?
You
how
get a
is it gonna
HUD.
give you perfect vision?
Oh, they've already tested this, mister. I think Elon's fucking, what is he calling it?
Brain?
You know how he's doing
Hat?
experiments on animals and killing them with his brain
No,
wiring?
but that's interesting.
So he's trying to help like blind see again.
Okay.
Just by imprinting like a sort of computer on your brain.
Okay.
And it has like a bunch of wires that he connects to different parts of your brain.
Okay.
And he can, in theory, make you hear perfectly, make you see perfectly, fix anything bodily about you if you have no feeling or something.
Oh,
Stroke
dear.
victims, I think he was saying. I don't know.
Damn.
yeah.
See, so we're so close.
But anything neurological he can fix. That's the theory. Of,
until it takes over the body,
So-
and it's just
well, that's the thing. Bodies reject it whenever you put in.
until it reverses and it takes over the body completely.
That's if you connect it to the internet and then
You never know.
and
You
then they
never
all
know.
work together.
I love the opening credits too, where we see the title just kind of moving
Yeah.
across the screen and the fucking epic theme song.
Yeah,
My favorite theme song of any movie.
yeah. Sing it for us right now. That's really good, dude.
Fun fact, James Cameron wasn't even like a big fan of that at first because it was too like epic sounding, and he was like,
Oh.
no, it needs to sound
More scary.
scary and electronic.
Yeah.
The guy was like, no, just watch it with the movie and blah blah blah.
I'm
blah.
glad
And-
a lot of people said no to James Cameron in this movie.
Yeah.
I'll be back and the iconic theme.
Well, no, he said no to I'll be back. Arnold
Cameron?
wanted it to be
Yeah.
I will be back, and he said no. So he said no.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good thing, because that line
that,
is said
okay.
in pretty much every Arnold
Yeah.
movie, I think.
Yeah.
From what I remember. At least the later ones, because it's such like an inside joke. And then we get the introduction to our time travelers. What the hell?
We don't get Future Boy as early, do we?
He's like right after Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arnold falls in front of the truck.
The truck.
What
the garbage
hell?
truck.
He
what
runs
the
away.
hell's going on?
And he's walking around naked
Yeah.
with his dong
Yep.
flopping around and everything.
Yep.
Which is funny because it's so shaded.
Yeah, yeah. When he comes
And you
towards
just
the
kind of
thugs.
see it like go.
Yeah, just a
like,
little dangle. Yeah.
in the light. I never noticed
It catches
before.
it.
It's weird.
That was the first thing I noticed.
I'm surprised they left it in.
Sure. He's a robot. It's not real.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
not a
true.
human
I wonder
penis.
if they put up a fight like that.
Yeah, they're like, he's
like,
not.
excuse me, you can't show Arnold's pecker, and he was
Yeah.
just like, hey, it's
Yeah.
not real. He's a robot.
He's a robot.
Oh, okay. Don't worry
I
about it.
believe you.
He's a T-800.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
It's just for show.
just iconic.
And then we have the
I'm going to say another word, but I said iconic, and honestly,
It's a good word.
I'll stick
I
with
guess.
it.
I mean, I don't think there's anywhere else that we see Arnold's
No.
Terminator.
No, not even a little sack.
I don't
Nothing.
think so.
Nothing.
I don't think any other movies he's naked except he is in Terminator 2. But the scene that he's in that, apparently he's wearing something out of frame,
a little
which
cock
is pretty
sock.
funny.
Yeah.
No, it's not that. It's something funnier, but we'll talk
Oh.
about that when we review that movie.
Speedo.
No, that'd be funny
Yeah,
and uncomfortable
maybe.
because it's like a thong but thicker.
Yeah, but for boys.
Are there no Speedos for? Well, they're underwear,
Thongs.
kind of
Yeah.
Speedos. Now you've thrown me off track. Oh yeah, so he
thinking
goes
of
up to the punks now.
Yeah.
and he needs some clothing,
And he said, give me your clothing.
and he fists the guy right in
Yeah.
the chest.
Yep.
Just fists him.
And eats his heart.
He doesn't.
Why?
It would have been cool if he was holding the heart.
Yeah. Doom, doom.
But he just kind of keeps the fist. And
Little
it's just
temple of
covered in
doom.
blood.
Yeah.
I wonder where he wiped that off. Because when he has the clothes on, he's like completely
Other
clean
clothes?
again. Maybe.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't think a Terminator would like know to clean himself.
I think it would. Because
Yeah?
I was getting impressed about its problem-solving skills.
Well, yeah, because it's an adaptive
Yeah.
machine.
So I think it knows how to keep cover. That's why it disguises a voice. When it's the cop, it radioed in just to avoid suspicion. And so I think it's self-preserving in a larger sense.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. That poor biker gang or punk gang.
They deserved it. Give him his clothes.
They were just chilling.
Yeah. Well,
It was their clothes.
help a brother out. Yeah, they could each give him one piece of clothes,
This
and
is
they would have
true.
been fine.
This is
there was
true.
3 of them.
This is true.
If
And
they-
then we got Kyle Reese's introduction.
Yes.
Hey man, did you see a bright light?
Yeah. That's what all
It's a
homeless
good
people
line.
sound like.
And the poor guy, he gets his clothes taken.
That's
and
true.
he needs them more than the
He
punks.
does. It was nighttime.
Although,
Yeah.
technically Kyle Reese is homeless too. So,
Yes.
it's
Yeah,
every man for himself
Yeah.
at this point.
Yes, yeah.
And he is trying to save the world.
He is military trained.
He is.
Yeah.
Maybe. Because he was born like in the future after this, I believe. So maybe is it military trained?
Yeah.
Or is it just like trained
just-
to be the new military?
Yeah, here's a gun. Off you go.
Yeah.
Trained to be the new military.
Well, it's the future. They need to start making new shit. The new resistance. That's the new military. Led by John Connor.
Okay.
I love Terminator.
Was everyone just kind of resisting when they say so? Robots have taken over, or robots are trying to take over.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is it?
A little bit of both. They've taken over like every electronic thing in the world. So basically, Skynet was supposed to be a self-aware computer that just controlled everything in the world.
Yeah.
But then when it became like self-aware to like a scary point, the humans tried to pull the plug and it pissed it off and it launched nukes to Russia from the U.S.
Okay.
And then Russia launched nukes back and they just blew up
Created
the whole
nuclear
world.
war, and
Yeah.
Skynet remained.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're basically just trying to get rid of any humans.
Oh wow.
So it's just fight for survival. So they're basically just a new race, like a new species almost.
That's a good calculational thing to do, I think. If I was
Because really,
Skynet.
after they got rid of all humans, they may just self-destruct, to be honest. Because if you think about it, what would their purpose be?
It depends on how sentient as it is, I think. And that would change your answer, the answer to your question.
Yeah, cause, well, if their end game is to have like the perfect world, and that's why they're getting rid of humans.
Yeah.
Then after humans are gone, they might realize, well, the perfect world, the only way, like at that point in an apocalyptic world, the Earth wouldn't last very long. Pollution.
Well, that's the thing. Do you think the robots, if they were self-aware enough to be self-preserving, if they were completely self-preserving, is probably the thing to say.
Oh,
just
so
like that.
maybe they would just nap until like.
I was going to say, yeah, they would calculate the best result to stay sentient forever.
Oh, how cool would that be
Yeah.
if they just shut down,
Yeah.
like not fully, but like went into sleep mode?
Yeah.
The Earth started to rebuild
Yeah.
itself
And it
over
wakes
it,
up.
and they were the new fossils
Yeah.
of whatever
I was going to say
species starts the next cycle.
I was
whether
gonna
it's humans
say-
or aliens, whatever.
they remain until Earth gets overgrown, reanimates, wakes up, and then tries to terraform the world to be the new civilization.
But
on
there's
this
nothing
planet.
there to.
It is. It is there,
Yeah,
right?
maybe. Yeah,
So
sure,
it would try
maybe.
to, if it's self-preserving, it would try to say, let's see how I can expand. Let's see how I can rebuild myself. So on
Yeah, it
and so
never
forth.
talks about Skynet's endgame. That's interesting.
I'm on Team Skynet. I'd help them.
Well, it all depends. Like if it's for, because there's always that like sci-fi computer thing where you ask, make the world a better place,
Yeah.
and the answer is, well, the only way to make it as like 100% is to kill all humans, because humans are the ones. It's just like that old scary movie. Like
I disagree
AI.
with that, though.
that's fine. You're not a
I think-
robot.
no, I disagree with the calculations the robots made.
Well, you would. You're a human.
No.
Yeah.
I'm thinking as a robot, and I'm offended.
No, I don't
From
believe
one
you.
robot to another, I'm offended how they made that.
Did you notice how Arnold came in all fancy pantsy and just got up and walked, and Kyle Reese was just like thrown on the ground. He was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah, well, of course, yeah.
I like that." Why wouldn't you do with the robots? Why don't you agree?
I like them.
I like them too.
because
they're
I
cool,
think,
but they're mean.
I
They're
think
like
they
bullies.
Well, because they have the world's best interest in mind, and so do I.
That doesn't mean the answer wouldn't be getting rid of all humans.
Well,
what do
if
they
I
need us
share
for?
their calculation, then it's a miscalculation to rid of me.
Well, you maybe.
Correct.
Maybe it's just easier to wipe us all out, though.
Which is a miscalculation. Robots don't take the easiest path. They make the most calculated path for efficiency's sake.
All right. By the way, the music was bad by Brad Fidel. He's amazing.
No, dude.
He does Terminator 2
I hate him.
and True Lies, which are both James Cameron movies.
Did he do all the music in this movie?
In this movie, yeah.
Some of it's iffy.
That's rude.
And
it's a fantastic
and I think
soundtrack.
there should have been more.
No, I like it.
No. I believe specifically during the romantic scenes when they're having deep talks about things, the future boy and Sarah Connor,
Yeah, Kyle Reese.
there's almost no score during those conversations. And it's just them doing dialogue, and I'm going
The
to...
score comes in when they make the hanky-panky.
Yeah. That's not a conversation, Brandon.
I know, but that's why it leads up to that.
I'm
There's
saying
no score while they're talking,
No,
and then as soon as he's like,
There's
I've
more than
never-
one scene I'm talking about. There's like 4 scenes where it's just them two talking.
Well, you want to hear what they're saying.
But usually there's score, and there isn't, and they're acting. So I didn't complete my thought. Their acting didn't carry it for me. I don't believe
Really?
they're great in that in those scenes. It feels like they're reading. Well, it feels of its time. It feels cheesy 80s.
Yeah, okay.
The acting is cheesy 80s.
I
But
don't find it too cheesy. I've seen a lot
their
cheesier.
acting, their acting specifically.
No, I get that. Yeah.
I find them cheesy 80s actors. I don't love them, but I don't think they do those scenes justice, especially when there's no score. I think it would help if there was a score or if they were better actors. Those 2 options. But those scenes I didn't quite care for because I felt like they drug on and the acting wasn't great and there was nothing nice to listen to.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'd have to pay attention there. Cause
I would have to point. There's one when they're in the car that really stuck out to me, and another one, the romantic scene, I believe, before sex. But I don't even
when
know
she
if that was
bites him in the car.
that.
Because music wouldn't have
While
worked
they
there.
were, I think they were parked somewhere. No. They were parked somewhere later and talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, see, I have in my notes, strangely robotic acting. Because it's strange that they're fighting a robot, yet they are the most robotic ones.
Well, for me, he doesn't really know how to converse properly.
Yeah, okay, I noticed that too. I didn't want to say, I didn't drop any, I don't want to drop any mental illness
No.
accusations.
That's because in the because in the future,
Yeah.
like you saw, they have to stay silent a lot of the time. They can't just go around having
guess.
normal conversations.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Because he
for
seemed
her,
a little...
lot of the time she's in shock during the movie.
Yeah.
And you'll see when you see the sequel, her character progresses.
Yeah.
Because in this movie, she's like 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
Because in the second movie, a little spoiler alert, but it's obvious, John Connor's 10. And so she's
older.
And it says that she's 29. So she's 19 in this movie.
Okay. Yeah.
So when this shit's happening to her, she's in shock most of the movie. That's why a lot of the time she's just like, just staring.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I have a thing
But
about that.
by the time the ending comes and he's almost dying, you see that the roles reverse.
Yes. Yeah, she's learned, I said future man could have communicated better / has no decorum for talking to someone who obviously knows nothing about time travel and future.
Well, there's a great part. Here's a great example. There's a part, she's bandaging him up.
Yeah.
And she keeps telling him to talk about something, and he's just like, what?
Yeah.
That's because he has what do people talk about? Like what's that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why you just want me to talk, just bandage me up.
Right.
Like, so he's supposed to be a little awkward.
Okay.
And stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Because he was like, just when he first met her and he's trying to explain, he's like, oh, I've zeroed in on one because, and he's like speaking in like this military.
Well, that's just, he's a soldier, right?
Yeah. And I'm just like,
that's why when he's dreaming in the car, he's just running with people. That's all they do all day and night. There's nothing else to do.
It's a good life.
And then you want to watch the Fireplace channel, which is weird because that we do that now.
We do that now.
So
She was probably just reliving past memories.
that's crazy. It must have been Christmas. What did you think about the chase, the first chase with the cops when he's running through the store?
I loved it.
I love that intro.
Is the first does that include the parking garage or no?
No, that's when he catches up to Sarah.
Okay.
The first one, he's just running through the department store.
Yes.
He's getting his wardrobe.
Yeah,
he's
that one's-
getting the Nike shoes and pretty much a Nike commercial when the shoes come down.
Yeah, that one's fun.
What year is it?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
What?
He didn't get the year.
No, yeah, and then when he finally catches up to Sarah, before that, we meet her and her roommate. And I liked that you were laughing at how the roommate was dancing around with her Walkman.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that, and I think the reason why she's doing that is because Walkmans were brand new.
Yeah.
So people just had them on. It was like,
Oh, yeah.
whoa, I can walk anywhere with music.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
every scene she's in, and I fucking loved the fact that you literally called, like you were like, oh, I hope her boyfriend gets killed and she doesn't hear it because she's listening to music. 5 minutes later,
Yeah.
her boyfriend gets killed
and she doesn't hear because she's listening to music.
drumming with not cucumbers, the celery and
Yeah. Oh, she's great.
great perm.
Yeah.
I would have hated to live in the 80s because it looked like so much work,
A lot of maintenance for sure.
so much hairspray.
But they were
for everyone.
they were much happier people because of it. They had a routine.
No, that was because of cocaine.
Oh, that's
Yes.
right. Oh, that's
Yes.
right.
Lots of cocaine in the 80s,
Oh.
especially probably at Tech Noir,
Yeah.
where she,
Where she lives.
they were getting ready for a date, and Sarah Connor gets stood up, but it's okay. She has an iguana.
And I love that guy, and he opened his mouth a lot.
It was great.
Yeah.
I forget what was his name. Oh,
Reptar.
that would have been a great name.
If they made Reptar and then Rugrats took that later.
That would have been awesome.
You never watched Rugrats, so that's...
I did though.
Oh.
I watched when the original Rugrats was on. I watched that
Wow.
show.
Oh, why'd you start in the middle of it?
I know. I don't know.
Were you already playing it in your head and then you
little.
just turned it on? Okay, I see.
What is it? Bum, 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 bum. Okay.
Yeah, you started the first fall down.
Apparently, there's a new Rugrats, and it's 3D and shit.
I'm good.
It looks weird.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good too.
Don't remake my
The
cartoons.
Terminator. You know what I hate every time I watch the scenes with Tech Noir? The tables in that place are so what's the fucking word?
Flimsy?
They don't work.
Oh,
Like, because they're metal grating that's
got
like
you.
an inch wide. So, like, glasses
Yeah.
would,
Yeah.
it looks so annoying. Every time I watch the movie in
kinda sick.
recent years. Oh, but the place looks awesome.
maybe they have really big coasters
No one uses coasters when they
But
go out and they're
for
doing
the
coke.
tables. Oh, well, that's maybe perfect for cocaine. Those 1
Oh,
inch.
the coasters. That's true.
Well,
That's
no,
true.
the rails. You already got rails.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Beautiful.
And I guess she wasn't planning on going to Tech Noir because she's being followed by Reese, and she thinks he's the one
Oh,
killing
that's right.
everyone.
And then she just used their phone.
Because what did you think when we get introduced to her, actually? Because she gets, like, the ice cream put in her fucking dress.
Oh yeah.
The kid.
Oh, I love the guy in the peanut gallery who said, "Nice going, kid."
Right?
When he did that.
And it's funny because that's basically how people treat
Yeah.
workers
just wait
today,
staff.
too.
Yeah.
If I'm paying for something,
Nice going,
yeah.
kid. That's some good shit.
And it just shows that she's just an ordinary
Yeah. Ordinary
19-year-old who's
Yeah.
living with her roommate
chick. Yep.
who dies,
Yep.
gets shot in the back.
Yep.
And then Arnold finds out that she's at Tech Noir because she calls.
I love that. I did like that sequence, and I found
That's bad luck right there.
that was another instance of the Terminator having really good adaptive ways of listening to it, going through the yellow books, and like tracing out where the hell she's calling from to find the address.
Well, yeah, because we find out that they don't have any record of Sarah Connor other than her name and the city she lives in.
Yeah.
Like the Terminator.
Yeah.
So the only way to find out at that point is the yellow
Yeah.
pages. And it's actually funny because when he's looking in the phone book, because you keep saying precision and being precise,
Yeah.
his other finger is on John Connor.
Oh no!
And
way.
it's not moving.
Oh, cool.
So he already scanned with that as he was scanning with the other one.
Yeah.
And then that one found that name first, and Sarah Connor was down further.
That's cool. That's cool.
I guess after he did Sarah Connor, he was probably going to go after John Connor just in case
Right.
or something.
Yeah.
So many little things like that
Yeah.
is so fucking good. And then when he finds the first Sarah Connor, you actually called the foreshadowing when he ran over the truck because he blows up in a truck at the end of the movie. That's one of my favorite parts. Sarah Connor, yes.
Yeah,
and then it goes into slow motion.
It's really good.
Oh, the gun part though. That's one of my favorite scenes too.
Buying the
I
guns?
mean, the whole fucking movie is my favorite, but that scene when he's buying the guns, I loved how I was waiting the whole time because you were just like, you can't buy a gun without like a license or like waiting. I'm like, yep. Yeah, you can't load that here. Wrong. Oh, that's how he gets them. Yeah. It's funny because he asks for a laser gun at one point.
Yeah, and he's like,
I forget what he
whatever
says.
you see on the wall.
Yeah, whatever you see, you get.
Yeah.
That was a great scene. And then, so when they finally get to Tech Noir, that's when all parties converge.
Yeah.
I was going to say reconvene, but they haven't been together yet. And that's
Maybe
when we get the crazy car chase.
Maybe in a way, two of them have already been together multiple times before in an infinite loop of time and space.
Depends on what time this is. If this is the first time it's happened, we don't know. We don't.
I think it's recursive.
It is like it just happens.
I think they're in a time loop.
Me too.
And
but we don't know what time of the loop this is.
No beginning and no end. It's a circle.
No, there has to be a beginning and an end.
All things in one.
That's why I like it because when Kyle Reese she says, "Are you from the future too?" And he says, "One possible future, yes." Because even that question is technically he's from a future, but not the future at that point because he's already changed things. I like that. There's so many little things like that.
I have a question. What's the fucking Future Boy's name so I can stop saying Future Boy?
Kyle Reese.
Okay.
Reese's Pieces.
Why does Future Boy and John, what's the last name? Connor. So they're resistance buddies, correct?
Yes.
Why does he have a photo of John Connor's mom and was so enamored with her and developed a crush on her?
I think in the future it's kind of like a celebrity thing because John Connor's like a leader of the resistance, and
the legendary.
In later movies you kind of see that they're friends sort of in the future, probably because John at this point John knows he's his father. So I think it is a weird question, but at the same time I think John just gives him the picture because he knows that that's how it's gonna.
Yeah. So they agreed to be sent back in time. That he was going to go back in time, right?
Well, yeah,
John Connor knows.
John knows it's his father, so he gives him the picture because he knows. Yeah, like Sarah tells him his father's Kyle Reese. So when he grows up and becomes a resistance killer and a resistance leader, and a guy named Kyle Reese comes along, he knows it's his father. He doesn't tell him.
I see. Okay.
He doesn't tell him.
That was the intro. Yeah. That's what the point I was confused about.
Yeah,
okay.
No, Kyle Reese doesn't ever say that he's the father.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yes. Well, I thought Kyle Reese was lying about knowing.
No, he
Sarah
doesn't
Connor.
know.
Okay.
Yeah, because he doesn't make a move on her. He just says, "I've never been with anyone." Well, unless that was the move.
I was going to say.
Yeah,
I was going to say. I've done that move before.
Oh, what? That you've loved someone your whole life, even though you only had a picture of them?
Pity party, essentially.
That's kind of creepy.
It's. I did it when I was younger. It's not.
How'd you get a picture of someone?
I found their Facebook. 3, 2, 1, bazinga!
It's all about MySpace back in the day. Come on now.
Would I be on your top 5?
Was it 5? I thought it was 6. I don't remember.
I think it was. Yeah. I didn't
Probably not.
Fuck.
It was all bands, like local bands.
They didn't know
that we played.
They did know you.
Yeah, or from like school and shit.
Oh,
so we had like 8 bands in our school.
Oh, would bands make their own MySpaces?
Oh yeah, because you could put your songs up.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great social platform.
Oh, it was great for the time. Yeah, it was fantastic.
We don't really have that. Well, I guess you could do that on Twitter.
Well, I mean, it's so easy to just put your music on Spotify now. To be honest,
but to have a social media connected to here's your music as well.
Well, yeah, now it's just different.
Yeah, different platforms for different things.
Yeah, I always want to say apps, but yeah, platforms.
Yeah. Well,
the Terminator. I mean, we're talking about technology.
Yeah, he's in our phones. He's listening to us, and he's showing us advertisements that we talk about during our day. Okay.
Pardon me.
You're excused for now.
Thank you. So we're at the car chase that you like.
Yeah, this is my favorite one.
Because we see the great scene of him coming into Tech Noir.
Yeah.
Sarah Connor, there's another like universal thing that happens here because, like you said, how she calls the house and tells him where she is. He looks in her direction, but she drops something.
Yeah.
So she has to pick it up. So he doesn't see her the first time.
Yeah.
And then doesn't see her until he turns around and Kyle is in on the situation.
Yeah. He's just having a beer by the fucking stands. He's just by the band.
And I always feel sorry for him the first time because he shoots, and then that girl runs in front of him, and he's just like,
fucking move.
Fucking, come on, I'm trying to fucking... And then he throws Terminator through the window, or shoots him through the window. I love that scene.
Yeah.
Because they actually... Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to spoil anything from the second one for you.
I thought you were going to make something and go, they actually threw Arnold Schwarzenegger through glass paint. Oh, my goodness. Poor man.
I mean, he did have a stunt double for this movie.
Good.
But this is actually the first movie he had a stunt double for.
Oh, wow.
Have you ever heard of the Conan movies?
Yes. Conan the Barbarian.
So that was the first movie he was in.
Okay.
And because there was no other actor at that, like it wasn't like today when you have like Vin Diesel and The Rock and all these people that are fucking huge. He was the only person in general like that. Yeah. So it was like, okay, if you don't do your own stunts, who's gonna do it?
Exactly.
So he literally had to like throw himself down hills and shit like that. But yeah, he was happy he didn't have to do that for this movie.
Oh my god! Imagine just being in the know-how and watching Conan and going, "There's no one in the industry that can do a stunt double right now. I'm going to get ripped."
And it's one of his first movies, so he doesn't really know. So he's getting hit. Yeah. Because he doesn't know how to he doesn't know how to Jackie Chan where you land properly, even though Jackie Chan still broke his legs.
I was going to say Jackie, they just do a little padding. That's it.
Well, no, Jackie Chan, he knew how to be a stunt double, stunt work, but he would just push it so far that he would roll his ankle because it was impossible not to land.
Yeah. He's like, theoretically, we could do this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was great.
I'm going to break my fucking rib, crack my skull. I think he did.
It's funny because right now, the only person close to that, I hate to, you know who I'm going to say, is Tom Cruise.
Damn it.
Because no one else does that.
But they're not like, they're not.
Only because of one stunt.
He's not taking hits. Well, other than like jumping off the roof and breaking his ankle.
Yeah, that's the one I was going to bring up. Other than that, like, I have the same argument. He just hangs on to shit.
Except the airplane scene everyone talks about. Oh,
airplane, he hung out into a mountain.
You're harnessed up.
Yeah.
You're just grabbing onto the holes. It's not like you're hanging off an actual
airplane.
That's
my argument. That's why I said, sadly, that's like the closest we have right now.
It is sad. Maybe
because it's a lot of safety things.
It's hard to make
insurance
movies now.
Stuff.
It's hard to make movies now. It costs too much.
Well, it's insurance too, because if the main actor hurts themselves, they have to shut down production for a certain amount of weeks. So if a stuntman hurts themselves, they can just get another stunt person to do those.
Yeah, but I'm saying do have good stunt guys. There's no like...
Yeah, they still have some pretty good fucking stunt guys out there.
Oh, I see. Doing your own stunts.
Yeah. That's what I mean. There's no like Jackie Chan's where he's the star of the movie and also just does...
Just be better. Be safer.
We're reviewing an Arnold movie.
Yeah.
Has Jackie Chan been in a horror movie? I don't think so. That's a shame.
That would be incredible.
That'd be awesome. We should look into that because you never know. There's probably movies we've never seen.
A little tense.
Some of them are a little tense. That was a little tense.
I got scared, dude.
Little tense. But yes, the car chase that we've been trying to talk about for a while. Pretty good car chase.
I love the way these cars whip around. I love that they're just beating...
Crashing into everything.
Yeah, they're just beating these fucking things up. They're whipping the steering wheel and just fucking drifting around every corner. It looks great. It's all like nice one-shots too. This whole movie is, right?
You like saying those one-shots. There's not a lot of one-shots.
I think the driving scenes I might have...
There's some great camera work here. A lot of the cars will have one like mounted to the car. The one part where Arnold jumps on, like he's on fire and he jumps onto the roof of their car and smashes the window.
Yeah.
In that part, they're not actually moving. They had a truck driving in the opposite direction in the background just for like 5 seconds of that scene, just to make
sense. Yeah, fill the whole frame.
Yeah.
That's why, you don't drive. But I'm going to say, if you're ever sitting in a parking lot and there's a vehicle in your peripheral that's taking up your whole window, if it starts moving, I feel like my car is moving and I get dizzy.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I've had that sometimes. Yeah, even sitting in any car, if you're really close to a brick wall and you're driving and like, if the person driving is going in the direction you're not thinking, it's like, whoa, wait. What?
Oh, it's terrifying.
Yeah, is that like a vertigo sort of? But
it's like an optical illusion.
Yeah.
It's
But
your
it kind of makes you dizzy. It
your
kind of
eye,
tricks your
your eye thinks you're moving, yeah, but your body isn't. So you get
eye.
a VR will do that to you. That's the VR sickness.
Oh, really?
Similar aspect.
Oh. So yeah, they're in the they're in the first car chase.
They're in the cock car.
The cop car. The
cop
car.
car.
Well, Terminator's in the cop car.
He
'Cause
has
does
a
his,
cock.
He does his little Olympic something.
Whoa. Olympic? Is that what you think he did?
Yeah, that's one of the words he says, and it's just funny how he says it. It always stands out to me.
Doesn't he put on like a voice?
Yeah.
Oh, but he's not very good at it.
No, it's exactly, but just the way he says Olympic.
Oh, does
it's
he
like
do
very
that? Oh, my
pronounced. I
God.
love it. I love it.
He's
It's good.
he's a
I've
good
watched
cop.
this movie too many times.
How many times?
Oh, I can't even count.
Yeah, I
'Cause
don't
I had
care.
it on VHS
Yeah, I don't
when
care.
I was like 7.
Yeah, I don't care though.
You do care. And that's why you're such a nice guy, Steven.
Hi guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you like this car chase?
I did.
You did say that.
I like this car chase.
Did you like it when they finally got to the car garage and it was more
Yes.
like sneaky?
Yes. Yes.
What horrible fucking timing.
And I enjoy the whole.
As soon as he starts the car, the
Yeah.
Terminator's like right behind them.
I enjoy that Terminator runaway scene too in the parking garage a lot when they're both in the car shooting across from each other.
Yeah. That's what happens right here.
Yeah.
Because he starts the car and the Terminator's like right there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
if he could have either waited a few more seconds and he would have just passed a
Yeah.
little bit, or if he started it earlier, like
And
it was
his
everything in
way
this
out.
movie is so like the universe is making it on time.
Fate, are you saying?
Yes, fate. That's the one.
Or
Steven.
destiny? Your
A little
choice.
bit of A, a little bit of B.
You've
Aren't
said
they
it
kind of the
twice.
same thing?
Fate and destiny?
No,
No, maybe
no, because destiny isn't that sort of like
what
a,
you're destined to do. And fate is something outside. A destiny is more individualistic.
Personal- yeah, and
and
fate
fate is
could-
more ethereal.
yeah,
or omniscient.
We're deep into this Terminator
That's
review.
what she said.
Is it? I didn't hear her. I was watching Terminator.
Good for you.
Thank
That
you.
shows growth and character development,
Does it? I'm growing.
just like Sarah Connor.
Unfortunately, they crashed though.
They-
After they're shooting at each other with fucking
Well,
shotguns.
he crashed. They didn't crash.
They almost. Yeah, that's true. He crashed.
Did they flip the car?
No. That's later.
That's later.
She flips the car, doesn't
Yeah.
she? There's a lot of car. There's a couple car chases. I don't remember.
I forgot how she flipped the car.
It's late. There's drinks involved.
There's drinks. It's late.
Right after I said I've seen the movie.
Yeah, I know, right? Really, way to play it up. And I'm quoting it, and you don't even know.
What? You didn't quote shit.
I quoted the shopkeeper when he said, "Whatever you see, you buy."
I didn't even hear you say that.
You did because you repeated it.
Did I?
Yep,
That's crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
I am playing
girl.
you a little bit because I did say whatever's on the wall after the Terminator asked for the laser gun.
Oh.
Whatever's on the wall, and then you corrected me by repeating "Whatever you see, you buy." Which
Who's
I
on
believe
first?
Second.
Fun fact.
What is it?
The laser pointer gun?
Yeah.
They made that for the movie.
Of course, that's how props work, Brandon.
No, I mean like all the guns are real, like not like real. What do you want to call it? Like they're real guns in real life.
They're modeled after real guns.
There you go. Thank
Okay.
you. But the handgun, there's no actual gun with that kind of laser pointer.
I could have
at
told
that
you
time.
that. I
At
could have
that
told
time.
you that.
You don't know that.
Yes.
A lot of guns have laser thingies.
but they don't look like that.
You don't know. It's
I
the
do.
80s.
I know every
You weren't
gun.
born
I
yet.
played Call of Duty.
You're not American.
Who wants to be an American idiot?
Actually, that's not you. Because you are. We both are North Americans.
Oh, and you learned this recently.
Well, no, I always knew about the.
We were in
not
North
gonna-
America.
Terminator.
You just thought Mexico wasn't in North America.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Geography is just not my strong suit.
America's.
I don't know where anything is because I need to leave the country already.
Oh, wow.
Not like in a runaway
Oh,
sense,
okay.
but just to get out.
We could do like a podcast in Peru.
Peru, that's random.
I don't know.
Where's
where
that?
South America, I think.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terminator, cop scene. Now this is a fucking showdown.
Terminator runs away. What are you talking about?
I'll be back. Well, yeah, he
Oh,
runs
you jumped
away from
out.
there, but then they're taken
That's
to the cop
you're
station.
jumping ahead, are you not?
Not
They
much.
immediately was. Yeah.
Yeah, they
There's
go to the
whole-
cop station.
There's the whole cop sort of like interrogation
Yeah,
scenes.
Kyle says a story. They think he's crazy.
We get great interrogation. I have a note about the interrogation scene.
It is a great interrogation scene.
Interrogation scene is the best acting, is what I said. Oh,
Well, because
when-
he's in his element. He's telling them what's going on.
Yeah, when he's screaming and they're watching it through the video camera and he's looking straight into the video camera and screaming, I think that's his best.
And I love
part
how
in
the
movie.
psychiatrist is like, this is great stuff. I'm
Yeah.
going to get rich off this shit.
Sarah Connor's kind of looking at him weird.
Well, yeah, and then
she believes
he
it.
lets it keep going when he's like, you're all fucking dead.
Yeah.
And he's like, excuse me, do you want to turn up? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Arnold takes every single fucking cop down.
Yeah, very cool.
So
Reminds me
good.
of The Raid.
Yeah.
Just clearing floors.
Yeah.
When The Raid come out later. It came out later.
Oh, way later, like
2008.
2000.
Yeah, that's right.
Way later.
Yeah.
But the guns he goes through, he just has an arsenal of it.
Very cool.
I believe right before this. Yeah, it is right before this when we have the eye scene when he fixes his eye.
He fixed himself up.
Other than the ever so off looking prosthetic,
prosthetic
like,
face.
not mummy, dummy that they use for the one look at him. That was pretty fucking good.
They had his facial features right, but just the eyes they couldn't do correctly. I
find it's always the eyes that look a little.
The eyes are the window to the soul.
It's true. It's
hard to
true.
replicate.
Well, at least they only had one to work with because the other one was open.
And he put the glasses on. I think that's what fixed it too. It looked really good after he put the glasses on.
Except in later scenes,
The
you
eyebrows.
notice that there's no when he has the glasses on, there's no robot eye. Both of
it's
his eyes
just-
are normal again. Like when he comes into the police station and says,
Yeah.
"Sarah Connor here." I heard
Probably that prosthetic is so
I'll
heavy.
be back.
Yeah.
I will be back.
I will be back.
That wouldn't have worked.
Yes, I will. If he did it like that, that'd be insane.
That is not his accent, but okay.
If he did it like that, I'm not saying that is his accent. I'm saying
Okay.
if he went, I will be back, people would
Well, it
quote
would
it.
have been weird if anyone did it like that.
It would be amazing. I think this is what makes good art.
It is good art because it's fucking Terminator.
Could have been-
Could
Could have been better. Could have been better, is all I'm saying. Could have been better, is all I'm saying.
Put
Put in a Swedish accent from time to time. Try it out. Be a ballsy director.
I'm not a director. I'm a reviewer and a podcaster. Not even good at that, really.
When did they go under the bridge?
Under the Bridge is right after this, when they escape, because Kyle gets out of his cuffs, because he takes down
Yes.
that one cop, and all the cops die, even the cool ones, like Lance Henriksen, who
I didn't
is,
even know it was the cool. I thought it was the cool ones. I'm like, that looked a lot like the cool ones, and then I never saw the cool ones again, and I'm like,
they
that
got
was
shot.
the cool ones.
They kind of both did the same thing. They just popped out of a room with a gun,
shot a gun, bang.
and then just stood there.
I wish they had a little more fun.
A little,
with the
like at
meaner
least get out of the
characters,
way, because I think I'm not a cop or like an army vet or
Yeah.
anything, but I think if it's like around a corner, you would shoot a bit
Peek.
and then go back around the
Yeah,
corner
you've played video games. That's
and then
how you
shoot
do
a
it.
bit.
Yeah.
They just pop out, shoot,
Yeah,
and
and
then
wait.
keep going until something happens, which
Yeah.
is they die.
Yeah.
And then because Lance Henriksen comes over and he's like, oh man, yeah, and starts shooting and does the same thing, and then he dies
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
It's hilarious. I love it.
yeah, yeah. I almost I wasn't sure if that was the main characters or not from the police station, and I'm upset that I didn't get a scene for them.
In action movies, cops are always kind of made to be.
I would have felt something
Silly.
for the
Police Academy.
the chief.
Those
I
are
would
the
have felt something
silliest.
for the chief because he believed him and didn't want to say anything.
He did seem to believe them.
He did.
Eh?
He always
'Cause he
shushed
doesn't
them
say anything
when they were joking.
Mm-hmm.
He was the smart one. I wanted more of a death for him. I would have felt something.
I'm glad you brought that up because I actually noticed that this time around.
Yeah.
Because when they're even interrogating him and watching the footage, he's very
He's
quiet
stoic.
and he's
He's
like
listening.
paying attention.
I think one time when someone cracked a joke, he said, "Okay, enough."
Well, yeah, because he always brushes this guy off and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. So after this, they get away, and this is when they go under the bridge or overpass, like you were saying,
Yeah.
and she's freezing.
I didn't like.
This is the main scene that you didn't like when they're talking.
Flashback.
Because this is the one when he says, "What?
I have a note. Flashback under the bridge was so long and drawn out.
You didn't like that flashback?
Is that her in the photograph? Future Man is very strange.
That flashback was one of the best.
I just didn't care for
Because
it.
you see how he lives.
I did see that, and it was like, it's okay. The way it was shot, I didn't like. I like the idea. If I were to think about the idea, that's a cool world they've built. I love the poverty. I love the very post-capitalist anarchy sort of event. I love the setting. If it was written down on paper, and I think I've talked about this in a movie before. I've described it like this before, where I like the idea on paper a lot. Smile was a lot like this.
Yeah.
But just the way it was executed, it just didn't do something for me.
Okay.
But I love the world and everything. Even the set piece is great.
So now I'm wondering if it would have been different if you saw this in an earlier year before we had all
before I'd been spoiled. And
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to have this as we watch through 80s movies. I'm going to be comparing it to, 2010s, 2020 movies.
Well, yeah,
are,
because
like,
if you
pinnacle.
ever watch a sci-fi movie before this one, future apocalyptic things don't look that good.
See-
And that was the big, thing about it.
But there's something about older movies have still done this, where they tell a story and it doesn't matter how good or bad it looks. If they do it correctly on camera, it'll sell it for me 5 out of 5.
You didn't think they did it correctly there.
I just, I think there was something with the pacing. I think there was no dialogue throughout this whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Man.
you hear people crying and
Yeah.
talking in the background.
So that should give them an excuse to at least talk at like a lower pace like this.
Maybe.
So it left me wanting more
Okay.
from those scenes for
right.
taking up my time. I think they could have embellished it a little bit more, drew out the characters. I want to know
Interesting.
stuff about John. I want to know stuff about Future Man.
So did you think about that for every flashback? Like, what about the one when he's sleeping in the car and it's just very fast-paced of him?
That one's fun. That get across the point in the amount of time that it took.
Because that one's more of like a PTSD
Yeah,
flashback.
yeah, exactly.
Because they're being shot at. They throw the big canisters under the
the
tank
tracks, the
Terminator.
Yeah.
And his partner, she gets shot and just blows up.
His reaction to it was so lackluster. He just kind of winced and went like, ooh. And she gets evaporated.
Well, in my mind, he's probably seen so many people.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah, I immediately thought when I saw him, like, oh my God, he's desensitized.
And he's got to keep running because at that point, if one person's there, the
then-
machines are going to calculate that someone else is there.
Yeah.
I think that is my favorite flashback scene because it's so fast.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because he's dreaming. It wouldn't look the same when Sarah's dreaming about it.
Yeah,
but in
exactly.
my mind, it's almost like because they're in the constant time loop,
Yeah,
that
Sarah-
maybe she's getting premonitions at this point.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. You're saying something crazy. You're saying that memories can persist through time loop.
100%.
Whoa. Okay, dude. Hey.
Like, say this is like the 30th time this has happened. Like, because every time it happens, they could easily change one detail. The picture, the speech he gives her when they're under the bridge. He says, because she wants to give up. And he's like, John told me to tell you.
Well, he would have no reason to change his speech under the bridge because he's ignorant of anything.
Well, it's to keep her going. Like, it's a message from John to
Yes.
Sarah. Could have been a different message.
Oh, I
he
see.
could send someone else back, maybe to think,
Oh, yeah, no.
to break the cycle.
Do you remember what the message was? I remember not liking that scene.
It was something like, thank you for keeping us strong through the dark years.
Yeah. I just remembered not liking that. I couldn't care less about the intimate scenes between Sarah and Future Boy.
Interesting.
I remember hating the bridge scene.
Okay.
I don't know why. And I think it was the drawn out moment. I think it was their acting wasn't doing it for me completely.
Interesting. Yeah, you said that.
Yeah, but yeah, it was the same sort of robotic sort of thing. But it didn't take away from the movie enough for me for it to overshadow everything else.
Yeah,
I'd
I
say
understand
for sure.
that.
Yeah.
So after this, they eventually make it to the hotel,
Yes.
and this is where we get more. He talks about when he was growing up. They make the pipe bombs,
Yeah.
and they make John Connor.
I think they used the right amount of pipe bombs.
They did. You were counting
Yeah.
6 pipe bombs. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Did you like this
Yeah.
intimate scene when they're
Oh.
talking and
Was it the kiss?
he's very awkward
No.
and he's like, "Yeah." She's like, "What are the girls like in the future?" And he's like, "Strong, like good soldiers."
Oh, yeah.
She's like, "No, like who have you fucked?" And
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, I've never been with anyone."
Yeah. I was just.
She's like, "Oh, you poor thing." It's like, well, if you don't know, like,
He was just a big pity guy. That's how he pulled. That was his riz. Was pity riz.
well, in my mind, if you're trying to run away from machines all the time, there's probably not much time.
No,
to
I mean,
do it.
I'm not excusing. I'm sure I understand why he didn't do anything, but I'm saying his whole riz was just sob stories about his life, and she went, "Aw," and
I mean,
adopted him.
we find out that he's sent back with no way of he's sent back to the past with no way of getting back to his future.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, he's done for. Yeah.
I'd be emo too and sound like pissed. Like if I'm not running from a Terminator, yeah, I'd be
That's you.
depressed.
That's you. Some would thrive in it. That's all I'm saying.
He doesn't know anything else, though. That's just it.
That's his fault.
He's a hero out of time.
That's his
literally.
fault. That's his
Literally.
fault for not knowing anything.
Well, they do the hanky-panky.
Good.
John Connor is created to become the resistance leader.
He does it weird. He does her belly button.
Well, it's a movie. That happens. At least we saw boobs.
Do it right.
Fun fact.
What?
My first pair of boobs on screen.
Wow.
Yeah.
El Terminator, 1981.
Yeah. Linda Hamilton, Sarah Connor.
Did I get the year right?
1984, is that what you said?
Yep, that's what I said.
That's not what you said.
I'm shaking my
I
head.
would have heard it after, editing.
Yeah, okay.
And I would have laughed.
Change it. Change it back.
All right, third act, because the Terminator finds them because once again, he tracks down her mother because he was looking through the phone book, like her little personal phone book.
Yeah.
And she calls her mom, Sarah, and is like, Mom, I can't remember if they're going to go see her. Yeah, she wants her mom to come pick them up, but it's the Terminator.
Mom,
so he comes to pick them up. I'm scared. He goes to pick them up. Uber.
Don't do that. Now, if the Terminator pulled up, you order the Uber, and then you see the person's name, it says the Terminator, and it shows Arnold Schwarzenegger's face, would you cancel?
No.
Okay.
Because that'd be a great way to go.
What a smart Terminator. He adapting to the time. He buys a smartphone.
I mean, maybe his mission's over and he's just trying to fit in. He has nothing else to do.
Right, he can't go back.
I mean, if you're sent back in time in your machine and they're like, you have to kill this person. If you kill the person, what are you going to do? This
was very much the same exact, if the world got taken over and their mission is complete, what would they do?
Well, if there's no society, they wouldn't fit in. Like if a Terminator's part of a society, there's something to do. I don't know. That discussion.
What did Terminator say? Well, let me incorporate myself into society and live out my days.
Well, what else are they going to do?
They don't get bored.
Keep killing?
They don't get bored.
You don't know that because they're adaptive. Because they adapt to their surroundings.
They would not adapt.
Just wait till we watch the second one.
They would not
Just wait till we watch the second one.
Just wait till we watch the second one. They would not adapt a negative.
You don't know.
Personality trait.
Just wait.
They're dumb if they do.
Just wait.
They're dumb.
Just wait.
If he falls in love, I'm not watching it.
No.
Thank God.
No.
Because that's a negative trait.
No. Third act.
Terminator comes down the stairs.
Because this is intent. No, he doesn't.
Oh.
Why would he come down the stairs?
To get them.
He would just jump and be like, whoa, and be like a ninja. That's not true.
That's a bad ninja.
He would make a bad ninja because he's too heavy.
Bake a bad ninja?
I don't even know if he would be able to jump. You never see him jump.
You're right, I think.
Because he's such a big machine.
He falls. He doesn't jump.
And if you did see a Terminator jump, probably like CGI. Because they would assume they would jump high. And it would just look weird.
Yeah.
Terminator Dark Fate.
It's not the best Terminator.
I'm just saying. This is the best Terminator. Well, the first
can't jump.
Jump around. Jump around. Third act.
I'm not cutting you off.
No, you're not. But we get another car chase.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
Where does he find the car?
Well, he drives the 18-wheeler. The foreshadowing, remember? The 18-wheeler runs him over.
Oh, yeah, the petrol truck.
And the guy gets out, and he's like, you okay? And he's like, what's on? And he kills him, and he gets in the truck, and he's like, get out.
Yeah.
He's all, this effects looks great, because he has all the metal and shit showing. So good.
Why did he spare this human? I mentioned
because it's not part of his mission.
But
if he can just tell them, and at that point he didn't have a gun either.
But he's Skynet, and he's punched a man's heart out.
He's trying to get his main target. The fastest way to get him out is just get out, not to kill him.
I hope he calculated right, and thankfully he did. Human nature is not easy to test for.
He starts pulling away as the guy's getting out, so the guy just falls. I don't understand what your problem is.
Just because they've eradicated 100% of humans on a whim.
What?
They've eradicated Skynet. He's made from Skynet. I assume he runs on the same operating system as Skynet.
Okay, yeah. But his mission is to kill Sarah Connor. That's it.
Okay.
I don't know. It's confusing.
All right.
He's
slaughtered many for no reason.
That's not true. They were either in his way, and he had guns. He didn't have guns at this point. He was just run over by the 18-wheeler, and he had already shot all of his guns out.
He doesn't need guns to kill.
It would have taken too long. You're crazy. You're just...
I don't know. I'm just saying. If you got a hatred for humans, let it show.
Well, they blow the truck up.
Thank God.
After using the pipe bombs, because he's on the bike first. We skipped that
And
because you wanted to bring up the pipe bombs because you counted 6.
Yeah, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think.
I'm pretty sure.
I think there was like 3 or 4 on the bike scene, and he whiffs.
You were getting excited during the bike scene because you were is he gonna light them too? He's gonna blow his arm off.
I wasn't getting excited. I'm saying, fucking, come on, military man.
That's not easy to do. Okay, timing them to
because he did it. So he undershot it. I think twice, and then he undershot it the 3rd time after waiting longer.
The chances of him actually getting the bike are slim to none.
Yeah, I don't know why he's doing this in the first place, wasting pipe bombs.
Me too, personally.
Throw stuff. It's a bike.
Well, yeah, because it wasn't
take off your headrest.
Well, it wasn't slowing the bike down anyway.
Yeah, he's going through smoke.
So just try and get away. I can't remember if they had a gun at this point.
I don't think so.
Yeah, wait until you can actually use the smoke, the pipe bombs, because he does use them smartly once in the truck.
Yeah,
and then of course it's kind of a trick ending.
Yeah.
You kind of think the Terminator's dead, and then in the background you see that fantastic rise of the machine out of the flames.
Yeah.
Which is actually the inspiration for the movie. Was James Cameron had a dream of that scene of a humanoid machine arising out of fire, but it had like melting flesh on it and shit. Which kind of you see when he gets out of the truck. So he gets out of the truck after it blows up and he falls on the ground.
Yes.
And you actually see the flesh kind of burning.
It looks really cool.
Really well done.
I really like how that's done. It's not obvious how it's done too on the first watch through.
It's probably some sort of just like a dummy with different layers on it or some shit. Or they actually had some sort of rubber on the Terminator.
I was wondering if it's stop motion. It's not.
I don't
obvious.
think that part was.
It's not obvious.
When it's running at them, it's stop motion.
Obviously, yeah.
And I do like how they fuck up its leg and it's limp. Oh no, sorry, the truck fucks up his leg, and even when he's turned into a machine, he's still dragging his leg across. Yeah. That was all stop motion. They had like puppeteers and shit moving this giant thing.
James Cameron, I think, did a really cool job of both in the machine and our protagonist having consistent injuries as they go down the movie, and they're both getting fucked up and keeping the same injury that they had throughout the movie. So the hand bite,
when she bit
that
his hand.
persisted. Every single thing that happened to the Terminator, the hand, the eye, and then to the glasses, to the limp.
Yeah,
he just progressively gets more tattered. He had a gunshot wound to his heart at one point too. He kept every gunshot wound. It was cool.
Yeah, they're really good at that with keeping the gun, even in future movies and shit like that. So he chases them into a factory, and all this stop motion is so well done. Yeah, it barely looks fake.
Yeah, it didn't stand out to me during.
It's a little
sequence.
grainier than the rest. Like you can tell something's off about it, but at the same time,
it didn't take away from me at all during that scene. I wasn't even thinking about the stop motion at all during that whole sequence, the factory sequence. There wasn't a point in time where I think maybe
once
the squishing.
It's in the factory, it's fantastic. But when it's running up to the door, it looks like a movie screen or something. It's still good. But then he's like trying to bash through the door, and they turn on the machines to kind of fuck with its brain, which I thought was kind of cool. At one point, they do another foreshadow. I don't know if you realize that she accidentally hits the button to bring the crusher down. And that's how she learned
the second time,
And then that's how she finally takes care of his Terminator ass.
They do those scenes a little on the nose.
I kind of wish the Terminator talked as a machine.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It wouldn't have worked, but I would have liked to see a behind the scenes of them trying.
Well, it wouldn't make sense, I guess, if you're using fleshy vocal cords.
I don't know if the vocal cords are fleshy, because everything in here was all mechanical. I think it's mostly the outer.
Maybe, yeah.
That would be interesting, though. It would look so weird, because it's... The creepiest thing I think about the Terminator robot is the teeth are real. Like the teeth are actual ivory or something, and everything else is just full metal.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like those weird, funny looking robots from the 80s that look like a cheap version of this, but they always had the teeth with the like dentures almost, and it looked even fucking creepier than that.
I don't know why I did Mr. Krabs.
But yeah, when it comes to the music, I think this scene has the best chase music because it's all that really like dun 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 dun. Yeah. I'm not doing it as high pitched because I'm not going to try.
It's cool industrial style sort of synth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even during the main theme, it's like dun 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 dun, and there's just like an anvil like ding dun 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 ding.
Yeah,
so good. Yeah, I think it was a fantastic third act.
Yeah, very cool final battle.
Kyle Reese uses the final pipe bomb to blow the Terminator right in half.
Yeah.
Another sort of teaser ending, but you kind of know it's probably going to keep coming.
Well, it's the Terminator. Yeah, it hasn't died so far. You're gonna have to see it destroyed.
This is when Reese is finally dead.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Which,
you kind of saw it coming. Did you see coming? Did you think he was going to die?
No, actually.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good to know.
But they didn't do this. It wasn't obvious again. After he was kind of limp, I guess once she ran away from him, the audience was supposed to assume, oh, I guess he's dead now. But there was no like tear-jerking scene for him, which is what I would have expected, sort of. Like her at least holding him, going, no, or mourning him later on.
Well, she is kind of holding him, but then the Terminator is right behind him and starts moving, and she has to
skedaddles.
Get going.
And she's like,
but yeah, he gets the shit kicked out of him. He gets a little boxing match with the Terminator when he's bashing him with the metal pipe. He gets thrown downstairs. Then when he finally puts the pipe bomb in him, he's halfway down the stairs and like gets blown down the rest. And all of this shit is made out of like that thick metal grating. So he's just... He's toast.
I was thinking about what I would do in his shoes to fight off a Terminator, and metal rod I didn't think was going to be very fruitful at all.
Well, I think his mission was just to stay away from the Terminator. Like in his mind, I don't think he was there to destroy it, because he even says like with the weapons we had, because she says, "Is there any way to destroy it?" And he's like, "With what we have, maybe."
Yeah.
So I don't think his mission was to even kill it. It was just to protect her. So they were supposed to be on the run forever.
Well, you fail to protect her if you die from the Terminator.
Not really. He died sort of defeating it.
Oh, I see. Well, he hopes.
Well, he hopes,
it didn't work.
And
So
it didn't work, but
he failed in my mind.
He killed it enough.
He failed.
If it was still a full Terminator, I don't think she would have made it.
Yeah. Well,
100%.
Thank God she's smart. If she was a dumbass, he failed.
Well, she learned a lot through this movie.
Yeah, thank God.
You see her turn
Right
into
at
like
the
a
end.
fucking soldier.
Yeah.
Like when he's falling out of the truck and like passing out and shit, and she's just like,
she's
on your feet, soldier.
Oh, yeah.
On your feet.
Yeah.
Completely different character than the fucking ice cream in the pocket.
Well, she's always kind of had no direction in life, and I think she found out that her direction in life is a very maternal instinct where she's there to protect someone, and her
and it's
strength.
her job to prepare him.
Yeah,
so
her strength comes from protecting
she's
someone.
got to pump it up.
Like Arnold.
Like Arnold.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you think she would go to the gym with Arnold? Oh, okay.
Probably did. I think in a lot, like, at least in his later movies, Arnold always liked to have a gym nearby.
Oh, cool.
So it wouldn't surprise me if he either wanted that for this movie as well. Because I think I'm pretty sure it was shot in L.A. I could be wrong, but if it was shot in L.A., then he already had places
you can go to Muscle
go
Beach
to and stuff. And 100%, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, maybe not her on the first one, because I know she gets pretty buff during part 2. But it wouldn't surprise me if Kyle Reese went like a couple times.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
Because I mean, what else do you do if you want to hang out with Arnold?
Yeah.
Hey, Arnold. That's the first thing I would do.
Pump.
I would be like, "What are you going to the gym? Like, what are you doing after the shoot? You want to hang out? You want to go to the gym?
Don't talk to Arnold like that. Hey, what are you doing after the shoot?
What's going on, buddy?
Want to hang out? Like, what do
Big
you?
fan.
What plans?
Work out?
Don't. Oh, God.
Why not?
Just say, hey, you going to pump?
I wouldn't actually say that
That's
because
all you
I'm
say.
too shy.
Hey, you going to pump?
It's all in the head.
I'm telling you. I'm giving you the answer, and
that sounds even worse. You want to pump?
And he goes, yeah, brother.
Yo, let's pump.
Yes.
No.
Have you watched this documentary?
That's why we're doing this episode.
Oh.
And to answer the lifelong question, is Terminator a horror movie? And it is. We're finally there. She crushes the Terminator. The arm is out, reaching for her soul to be like, yo, Sarah Connor, I want to kill you. And she's like, no, fuck you, bitch. And she's like, crush. Like a bug.
I would have liked her to do one last thing.
What?
When she got up after the arm was sticking out, I wanted her to fucking like kick the arm and snap it off.
Yeah.
It would have made his death makes more better.
Make more better?
Make more
I like
better.
it when they make more better.
It would have made the death make more better.
Okay, good.
Because she would have had it would be personal, that last kick to the arm and snapping it. That would have been personal. That's for killing Future Boy.
Fuck yeah.
My baby daddy.
Or spit on it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, something. I would have liked
Nice
that.
little loogie.
I would have liked that.
But that's not where it ends, Steven.
Why?
Because we need to get the picture. We need to get full circle.
In Mexico?
Yeah, remember she's driving and the kid comes up and he speaks
Yeah.
a lot of stuff and she's like, what do you say? And he's like, he's going to sell you this picture. His dad's going to beat him.
For how much?
$5.
5 pesos.
Was it pesos?
Maybe.
You sure?
Possibly.
Because she says 4. Either way, she says 4 and he's like, okay.
Actually, I think they were using a different currency back then.
Either way.
I think it was like, no, I don't know.
I can't, whatever. Either way,
I don't
she
care.
gets the picture, and lo and behold, it's the picture that Kyle was holding. That John gave to him, that Sarah's going to give to John, that John's going to give to Kyle, that she's going to get from the little boy whose dad is now not going to beat him.
And she got a bargain on it.
Yeah, 4.
Wow.
It's a good bargain,
I'd say so.
right?
Yeah.
And a storm is coming.
She knows.
Now she drives off into the
knows.
distance, into the map painting, and dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Does it start that early?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But we do get the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
What if, like, Wile E.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. What if Wile E. Coyote?
What if Wile E. Coyote and
Oh,
the
you
Roadrunner?
did see that. Oh, dear.
Well, because they painted the painting she was
So, like,
driving
if she was
into.
going in and they just, like, ran by or some shit?
No,
That'd be pretty
if
funny.
Wile E. Coyote-
You should do that on the computer.
That's not what I'm saying.
Oh. What if they made the painting?
Roadrunner
little
painted
accident?
it, and then the Roadrunner and the car go into the painting, and Wile E. Coyote slams on it
Oh.
because it's just a painting.
Like those cartoons.
Yeah.
I get it. That's funny.
Thank you, dude. That would make Terminator a 5 out of 5 for me. But unfortunately today, I cannot do that.
Oh, yeah? Well, what is your rating?
4.2.
4.2?
Yeah.
That's still pretty fucking good because
Pretty
mine's
good.
4.5.
You made that up just now, didn't you?
Nope. You can look at my letterbox.
I don't want to look at
It's
nothing
4.5.
like that. Yeah, pretty good.
Fucking amazing. The design.
Why don't you give it a full 5 out of 5?
Because the second one's better and I need that to be better.
Fair enough. It would have been a 5 out of 5 if the Terminator 2 didn't exist.
Probably.
Wow.
That is basically my logic.
Wow.
And actually, there's one scene that bothers the shit out of me now
There we
that
go.
someone's pointed it out. When he's poking his eye out,
Yeah.
you know how he has a scalpel?
Yeah.
When it's looking at him at one angle and the knife is there, and then when it's looking at it from behind where he's actually putting it in, there's no scalpel knife. It's just a pole that he's holding.
Because it's for safety.
Now that I see that every time,
yeah,
it just
yeah.
bothers me. I'll use that as the excuse.
Okay.
But yeah, it's mainly because part 2 is
Just
a little bit better.
just 0.5 better.
So even 4.9 maybe.
Okay, calm down. 4.5 is fair.
I mean, you know I like it because I had to hold back on reciting every fucking line as the movie was going.
Yeah, but you never proved that you did know every line.
I was holding back.
Yeah, well, that proved that I could have said that. Oh, I'm holding back from saying every line and then never do it.
I didn't want to annoy you. You needed to watch the movie for the first time.
I'm not complaining about what reasoning you were doing it
seem
for.
really
I'm just
brat.
saying that. No, you're just.
I didn't know you wanted me to prove. That's something you need someone to prove to you? I was being nice.
Well, yes, because that's what your claim right now is.
Thank you so much for listening to our
No,
review
no,
of the Terminator.
sorry, no. You didn't listen to a word I said, and you defended yourself in 3 ways that I didn't mean. And so we're not ending on there. You were making the claim that you loved it so much, and
Yes.
that you were holding back from saying lines. And I said, well, that was never proven.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I don't care about the reasoning. I agree with your reasoning of why you didn't do it. But it was never proven. So that I can't be sure that you love it so much because you could recite every
You
one.
could just believe me.
I could.
I'm all right.
But I could have said the same thing. Oh, sorry, Brandon. I'm just holding back from saying
well, I
every
wouldn't
single
believe
line.
you because you also told me that it was the first time you'd ever seen the movie.
Well, you wouldn't believe me. Why should I believe you?
Because I've seen the movie a million times.
So you say.
Okay. Are we good now?
You tell me, bucko.
I'm good.
You understand?
Not really.
Then we're not good. And my name's been Steven, and this has been our wonderful review of The Terminator.
From 1984. Written and directed by James
Sam Raimi.
Cameron. What is your obsession with Sam Raimi?
He makes better movies.
You know what? We're watching every single
I don't
Evil
want to
Dead
do.
now.
Sounds
No, it's too
shit.
bad.
He's a shit director.
It's too bad. It's too bad. No, fine. We're watching all Spider-Man movies.
I'm all right. Like the
I'm
original.
all right. What?
I'm
Yeah.
all right with that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Those will be on our Patreon when it exists.
Guys, just Spider-Man on our Patreon.
That's it.
We're going to call it the web.
Just the 3 movies, and hopefully people keep paying to hear those.
Just 3 movies.
Sam Raimi.
Oh, I said Spider-Man.
Well, we were talking about this. Wow.
It has a hand in Spider-Man.
The original trilogy is written and directed by Sam Raimi.
Oh.
Yes, but follow us on all of our socials.
That's right.
Stay up to date. Twitter,
Instagram.
We're on the YouTube.
We're not on Facebook.
We're not. Don't look there. What are you doing?
If there's a group on Facebook that's using Tangents of Horror,
that's not us.
Report them.
Yeah, report. They're probably not as good as us.
No.
And if you liked what you hear, please tell your Terminator, your father from the future. Please tell your father from the future to listen to.
Tell Chat GPT.
Yep. Tell all the computers and everything to check us out and leave some stars. Hit the stars, slap it, hit it,
guys.
Click
You gotta find these stars.
Make them happy.
You gotta find
make them feel good. Give them some tea.
What kind of tea would you feed a star?
Chai, because it's good.
Yeah, you're right.
I like chai tea.
It's a fun flavor.
It's a good flavor. It tastes like Christmas.
Okay.
That's
And
thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
You're the best,
guys. I'm gonna give you lots of kisses.
We're happy.
Okay, let's not make assumptions.
Well, I'm happy about this. I mean, like that wasn't like a general statement.
Guys, be very
I'm happy
sure
that they
we're
listen.
happy in this moment.
And just so you guys know, our next episode, I think we're going to choose one of the movies that you guys recommended on the Twitter.
I'm sweating.
I'm sorry, it's a little hot in here.
What are you doing in here?
It's so hot. It's so
Trying to
hot.
interrogate me?
Yeah, we got to wrap this up.
Guys, always wrap it up.
Yeah.
Stay fancy, stay fresh, and remember.
And don't forget, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't work.
I just tried to say something from the movie.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm hanging up now.
Okay,
You
I'll be
hang
back.
up. No, you hang up.